everyone, my name is Melissa and I am the Young Adult Services Manager at Wando Mount Pleasant Public Library, and today I'm here to talk to you about laundry. So some of you may be getting ready to move out for the first time from your family home, and you may have been lucky to never have to do laundry, but you're going to want to have to know how to do it, so you might not be the stinky kid. Or if you're watching this and you're still living at home and you just want to help out, that would probably be greatly appreciated, and you wouldn't have to wait on anyone to do your laundry, so you can wear whatever you want when you want. Here are just some few tips to know how to do it, so you don't end up wearing pink all over and you get known as the pink kid, which would also be cool if that's what you want. So we're going to treat this mostly like you're doing this at a dorm or an apartment complex. So laundry probably won't be free, so you need to figure out how to pay for it. When I was in college, we had to get quarters and it was a pain, but now I think you'll be able to just use your cards, either a debit card or any sort of card that you load money on, which should make it easier. I use an excuse that I didn't do laundry as often as I should because I never had quarters. I just don't like laundry. But you really should try not to overload and save it until you have 17 loads that you're shoving into one machine, because the clothes won't get really clean and it's just gonna take forever to dry. So first things first is to sort your laundry into manageable loads. So we've got some examples here, and you should try and sort by color and type. So we've got some cotton t-shirts that are dark colors that we would put into one pile here. And then we've got some bright red things that we also want to make sure they go in the colors. We've got some lighter clothes, not exactly white, but light enough that we wash these with our lights. And then some towels, which I always throw in either with sheets or jeans. If you have enough to do a whole load of towels, great. Use your discretion on that. Those are kind of I'd say the three main ones. If you want to get fancy and do more, you can also sort like delicates out and do that too. Here's a little tip too. Everything that you need to know about how to wash clothes, they're on these tags in your clothes. Sometimes there's symbols and it's like hieroglyphics and you can figure it out. But this says machine wash cold with light colors. So light colors, cold. So you'll check the tag and this one says warm colors. So that's kind of a good guide, is bright colors, warm. If you want to play it safe, you can wash everything on cold and then colors won't bleed. So that's always an option. But when you have your piles and loads and you have it sorted, that's where the fun begins. So you're going to go to your washing machine and you're just going to put them in the washing machine, but you want to make sure that it's evenly balanced. So you don't want all of your clothes on one side, because then the spin cycle is going to get really messed up and you won't, they'll be soaking wet when you put them in the dryer, and then that's like an extra $3 every time. So don't do that. One thing to always note too is to check the kind of washing machine you have, because a lot of machines now are high efficiency. So you want to make sure you're buying detergents that can handle high efficiency or that are built for high efficiency. So this is not a brand endorsement, but this one does have high efficiency. It's noted with an HE. And then again, you'll get the hang of it, but if you need to know how much, there's always a handy guide on the back. So small loads, you go to level 2 on this cup, large loads 4, and then full loads 5. One other fun thing is to figure out where the detergent goes. You can always just put it in the drum of the washing machine, but a lot of machines now have these handy drawers. So we're gonna do, this is a small load. Pour this right into the detergent drawer. This is a personal choice. If you want to use fabric softener, awesome. You would put that in here. If you don't, that's great too. And I would recommend, if you don't use fabric softener, when it gets to the dryer, to use dryer sheets. It helps with static cling. If you were to have any stains on something, like this towel, you should treat it. You can find whichever stain remover works best, but you would, again, everything's on the back. It's so great. Normally you spray until it's saturated, and then this one, it says to rub the fabric to kind of loosen up the stain, and then you just throw it in like normal. So a good thing to have on hand. We're gonna throw that in. And then There's gonna be so many settings depending on the washing machine that you're using. So the one thing to really pay attention to is the temperature. We're gonna do this on cold anyway, just because to be safe, but if you were just doing whites and brights, you should do warm water. Put it on cold, and then you would just hit start. So now your clothes, you finished in the laundry. Another little tip is you can always bring something to study or read or even watch if you bring your laptop or tablet or whatever while you wait for your clothes, because it can take just a little bit of time, so be prepared for that. I recommend waiting for your clothes. You know, sometimes people maybe are in a rush and they'll just take your clothes out without them being done or just remove them. Maybe they go missing, so it's always good to just kind of keep an eye on things. But you did that. You know, you studied for your test that's coming up tomorrow, you're gonna ace it, and now you're ready to put your clothes from the washing machine in the dryer. The first thing you should always do is check the lint trap. This is really clean, which is amazing. Usually they're not this clean, but you wanna make sure you get all the lint out, and then put it back in. And then you will just flip them over. That. Throw in a dryer sheet if you didn't use fabric softener. Close the door. And then again, there will be tons of different settings depending on the dryer that you're using. So you want to make sure that you are just setting it correctly. We're going to do towels and sheets again. And this will have the temperature pretty high. Just monitor that. Your shirts will tell you. Also make sure to read if they need to be line dried. Don't put them in the dryer. Like sweaters, knits, probably not good to go in the dryer. But when you've got everything that can go in the dryer, you just hit press, you press start and it goes. Quick tip number 2, if when you're looking for a dryer, try and find one that's still warm. It'll save you time drying and you won't be spending extra money warming up the dryer. My last tip, and this is one that I still struggle with. When the clothes are done, go ahead and fold them. Don't just put them in a laundry basket and say you're gonna do it later, because you're not, or at least I don't. So just get it done. That way it'll prevent wrinkles from happening. It makes it easier to put away and it just saves you time in the long run. So go forth and do laundry.